was your favorite Deep Space Nine episode? Again, great question. If you were talking to Michael Dorn one-on-one or at a Michael Dorn panel. Star Trek The Next Generation. Knock it off.
Yeah, that would have been a great time to, at the autograph booth, ask that question.
Ask him that. Or, and it's funny, Marina Sirtis even made fun of it. They said, they call it Deep Space 5, Deep Sleep 9, Deep Throat 9.
Deep Throat 9 was hilarious.
Yeah. She said, okay, now that we answer this question, we're not answering any questions about Voyager. Ha 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 ha. Dumb. So, what? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Both stopped
playing
talking.
with some swag.
Okay.
That he got from Comic-Con.
Overall panels, they were well handled by the staff. They were well handled by management. Sound crews could have used a little sprucing up, but other than that, I had a great time.
I think I want to email them and see if we can get the audio from any of the panels so that our people can hear what happened at those ones.
Do you really want to hear the screeching and loud noises?
I do, because after we've explained it, I'm sure they can visualize it.
I do want to talk about the one moment I am very sad that I did not witness. The video is up on Denver Comic Con's Facebook page and their YouTube channel. During the Bruce Campbell panel, Jeffrey Donovan, who played Michael Weston from Burn Notice, appeared and moderated the entire thing.
Which is pretty freaking awesome. Veronica got to go to that.
She got the audio. Yeah.
She got the audio. So we might have some audio and kind of an overview of the panel a little later in the week after they write their reviews on the whole show. Which, by the way, we're going to have Veronica and Hannah writing stuff from the stuff they went and saw and checked out, so you guys can read up on that. But all kinds of cool stuff. Speaking of cool things, there was a pretty awesome band that I heard after the fact. I would have kind of liked to go to this, but I wasn't paying attention.
They were at Nerd Rock Experience, right?
Yeah, Nerd Rock Experience.
Do not get it confused with Rock Comic Con. It's separate. Don't even start.
They are very different. They are contending. Do not go to the other one. It is bad juju.
It's not don't go to the other one. It's that you have to understand con-sanctioned events versus other groups cashing off what's happening at con.
It's like a bar, setting up their Incredible Hulk shots for any of the people who are getting drunk after con.
A quick side note on that. Did you know that one of the original founders of the Denver Comic Con is the one that organized the opposite con-sponsored rock event?
That's why we said let's not talk about it. We've talked about it before. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
This is the Comic-Con endorsed show.
Yeah.
We might talk about that next week when they're not listening.
But back to Comic-Con endorsed. This band was at the Nerd Rock after Comic-Con.
At the Hard Rock.
At the Hard Rock. The band is Chemistry Club with the song Bend to Colors. Right now.
I'm walking down Lincoln again. Droplets form against the windows. Early morning light and shadows bend to colors. Reaching for the lenses in my eyes, which take them, turn them upside down. And though I do not know quite how, they will be turned right back around and spit back out. Conduits and cabling which disassemble them. The processing from noise and light still frames in static motion and information. I suddenly see that the reason is everywhere around. bend to colors, reaching for the lenses in my eyes, which take them, turn them upside down. And though I do not know quite how, they will be turned right back around, spit back out the conduits and cabling, which disassemble them for processing the noise and light to frames in static motion and information. Suddenly see that the reason is everywhere around us, is everywhere around us. And suddenly see that the reason is everywhere around us, is everywhere around us.
I'm Keely, going as Baby Doll.
Pam, Wonder Woman,
Comic-Con!
Denver Comic-Con 2014.
It's awesome.
Yeah?
I love seeing all the costumes and all that stuff.
What was your favorite part?
Probably the costumes. Just
costumes?
like the people watching.
Cosplay, awesome.
Cosplay,
Or
yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. There you go. Awesome.
So, as you heard just now, that was a little interview. Esteban was going around asking people in the crowd, seeing what they thought about Comic-Con, and there was a lot of awesome costumes. But if you want to check out the costumes, if you want to listen to the music we had on our show, don't forget, it's all going to be posted on SoLikeYouKnow.com. As well, we're going to link to everything on...
Facebook.com/SLYK Radio.
And we let everything happen from that point on Twitter. So follow both. You can know what's going on. It's super awesome.
Yes, coming up next is our microbrew.
And review.
As you guys know, Denver Comic-Con every year has a particular microbrew made for them by the guys at Breckenridge Brewery.
But this year...
But, I want to preface this with saying, before we touched this beer, we loved Breckenridge Brewery. Continue.
True. But this year it didn't seem like a new brew. It seemed like the old one off the bottom of the barrel.
It literally tasted like last year's beer. They put it in an oak barrel, set the oak barrel out in the sun for a couple days, pulled it back in and said, it's different.
Oh, yay, isn't this delicious? Let's just throw some hops in it. Woo!
This year's beer was Bruce Wayne, and it tasted like, and I'm going to steal the real nerd's words on this one, hot garbage.
Yes.
Oh my god,
I was
it
going
was
like wet
terrible.
Tank, but I agree. I mean, it was an awful, disgusting beer. Now,
Overly hoppy, waxy, no aftertaste, no defining characteristics.
It was just bitter
Pick on me. Don't pick on. Did you edit it?
the entire way through.
Okay.
And some beers will start out bitter, but this one just it stayed with you.
Yeah.
I'm giving it one smashed beer mug on the ground.
I agree. One smashed beer mug on the ground.
Yeah, one it is.
It's not even a 1, that's a 0.
Oh, you didn't get to
Definitely
try it.
can't drink that. It's definitely
So-
not gluten
But
free.
I was gonna say, visually the beer was beautiful looking. It was a nice dark color, just barely see through it. Had a nice thick head on it. It looked like it should have been delicious. I was excited, and then I drank it.
They described this as an American amber / red ale.
Okay, I like red ales. I like amber ales. It tasted like neither.
Did it even look like that though?
No, it was.
It tasted like an overly saturated, red-headed stepchild of an IPA.
It visually,
Yeah.
it looked like a porter. Honestly,
It did. It looked like it should have been smooth. There was nothing smooth about it.
it was reminiscent of Guinness a little bit in the looks of it.
It wasn't that dark.
No, just reminiscence.
So now another thing to Untapped has told me these are recommendations. Colorado Native Lager, which was an American amber / red lager. I love Colorado Native. This tasted nothing fucking like it.
Colorado Native
Nothing
was
like
there, and I
Native.
think people probably got it to wash down the taste.
Of Bruce Wayne.
You know, this now makes sense as to why they ran out of Red Bull and Pepsi.
Yeah, it does make sense.
That was completely gone.
Get this out of my mouth.
Yeah?
That's what she said.
I don't want it anymore. I'm being penetrated awfully.
So, yeah. Bruce
Wow.
Wayne. All right.
Yeah, do you like it like that?
Buzz is wearing off. Let's finish up the show.
I hope they come up with a better brew next year, because they had a voting for the brew prior to the show.
Just the name. They didn't have a vote for the brew.
Yeah, sorry, just the name. So obviously Now, realizing what the flavor was, they make the beer much prior to, or use old last year's beer.
I've heard they just rename one of their current brews.
And that's what I was going to say, is from that basically thinks, I don't know if voting counts. Because if they have these names that don't relate directly to the beer, there's no way that vote's going to work. They almost know the name prior to.
And it did happen to be Batman year, and they just so happened that they named it Bruce Wayne.
Ooh.
Well, that would make sense if they did a legitimate survey poll vote thing, because it's themed that way. People would choose that.
Well, didn't they have a bunch of other Batman-related names?
No.
I think that was the only one. I would think there was Deadpool.
No, there was one that sounded really kinky.
Kinky?
Remember? We made fun of it.
Penetrate and Moan?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know. One of those. But really, so we got smashed beer mugs on the ground.
Smash beer bugs.
Beer bugs.
Jesus.
Words. Jesus was smashed on the ground. 'Cause Jesus don't tap. Sorry.
3 baby Jesuses smashed on the ground.
Wow.
Dorito party.
Anyway.
So, yeah, don't drink it. Yeah. If you guys disagree with us, don't forget you can voice your opinion on SoLikeYouKnow.com, Facebook, Twitter, as well as Untapped. That's a social media thing.
Beer check-in thing.
Yeah, that. So that, you can see what we drink, you can try it yourself, and let us know how you feel about our opinion on these beers. And we'd love to know. We love feedback from you guys. It's awesome.
We actually do read it.
Yeah, a lot. You've seen likes and responses. I mean, they're immediate because we all have smartphones and we all get ridiculously bored and we're internet whores. So...
Speak for yourself.
Okay, maybe not you.
So anyway. Next we're going to do our Into It.
Or not into it.
I don't remember what the last question was, so we're just going to pretend it didn't exist.
Yeah, so there. But basically, we need one for the next show, so that's important. But this time we have terrible con rules.
We've gone over enough of those. We shouldn't need to explain.
The one that we haven't gone over this show is that PG rating. I understand why it's there,
rating.
but I want that to be a PG-13 rating.
Okay,
At
so
the very least.
let's go over some rules. Do you believe the no photography rule at the celebrity booth should exist? That's one good one. PG rating, like they said. Denver Comic-Con doesn't bring in some professional cosplayers because of how racy their costumes are. Yet everybody who shows up is in some pretty racy costumes.
Yeah,
For example, my dad's nickname for Comic-Con was...
Boobacon!
Yeah, I mean, that was a significant thing. Most of the cosplayers that either of us follow, I don't know who you follow, but none of them dress as racy as some of the cosplayers I saw on that floor.
There was a stripper in a Melina costume handing out her business card.
There was more boob than fabric.
She was gorgeous.
Yes.
But
that's definitely not PG rating.
No. And
there was a katana. There was a
comment that one of the jokes I made at opening ceremonies might catch a little flack. But it was funny nonetheless, so let me do it. But, I mean, it wasn't even that bad. The joke was, we are at Denver, the mile-high city, where one thing is legal. And then Jamie came up and said, what, open carry permits? Obviously, we were hinting at marijuana, but we made the joke about people carrying guns because it's relevant. But yet, supposedly, we might catch flack for it.
Doubt it.
Really? It's legal.
Yeah. Yeah, so
but
there.
Maybe let's make it a little more PG-13, folks. I understand.
I agree. Not PG, PG-13. Step it up.
I mean, if people are bringing their kids to this, you cannot tell me that you've ever seen more than 3 episodes of Spider-Man where Mary Jane's not showing a little bit of cleavage.
I mean, fuck. CSI shows tit. Full-on tit.
Well, and you can't also say that the comic books themselves aren't showing